Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to my channel. It's Friday today and it's a happy day. It's veggie day for me. I don't know about you, but today I'm going to show you something that hopefully you can enjoy, whether it's your protein day or your veggie day. So if you're new to my channel, I just wanted to very quickly tell you why I've created this channel. My channel is called EverydayDukan&HealthyEating. So basically we are starting with everyday recipes. So things like meatballs, burgers, fish pie, soups, pate, salads, marinades, muffins, omelets, bread, everything you need on a daily basis. And they are 100% Dukan friendly. So at the bottom of the video, in the description bit, you will always find the recipe for everything we've made in the video. So if you've lost me somewhere with ingredients or the method, just go and have a look in the description of the video and you'll find it there. Okay, so we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to show you how to do some meatballs on some zucchini noodles. So I'm very excited about that. So we'll be back in a minute. Hi everyone, welcome back. Okay, so we're going to make some meatballs today. I'm using beef mince and I'm also using the oat bran. So I will explain to you how many tablespoons I've used of that and how many meatballs in a portion. Okay, so it's a dead simple recipe. Let's have a look at the ingredients. On this side here, we've got 500 grams of beef mince. Try to get it as lean as possible, less than 5% fat. I've got a half a cup of finely chopped onion. I've got 2 tablespoons tomato puree or tomato paste. Then I've got a large tablespoonful of spices. You can use any spices you like. At the moment I've got here Shwarma spices. You can use steak spices. Just check that the salt content is very, very low. And then in this bowl I've got 8 tablespoons of oat bran. This one is slightly coarser because I couldn't find the medium one, but it works fine in the meatballs. And then just 1 large egg, and that's it. So we'll start by putting the mince in a large mixing bowl. There we go. Oops. And we just put our onions on top. There we go. And break the egg. There we are, the egg just goes in as well. There's no particular order. The oat bran. Then we'll put our spices in. There we go. And then the tomato puree. Now you don't need to use the tomato puree if you don't like that. I put it in simply because it gives lots of flavor to your meatballs. There we go. Now I'm going to just mix this by hand, because that way you get everything really well mixed. Now you will have noticed I haven't added any salt because I'm trying to get the flavor from the tomato puree and from the spices. Instead of tomato puree, I've used mustard as well in the past, which is also working very well. Or for the Bulgarians out there, if you want to put some lutenica in, that is also lovely. That is the roast pepper spread. Here we go. So you'll see it's a lovely mix. It stays together. It holds together because of the egg. And then over time, that oat bran swells and it absorbs the juices from the tomato puree and it becomes soft, so it doesn't stay hard. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide my mince in half, and I know from each half I need to do 8 meatballs, so a quarter here, and we're going to try and do 4 meatballs out of this quarter. So we're going to roughly in half and then half again. There we go. So it's quite a good size meatball. You can of course make them smaller if you like. So there we go. Easy, easy. There we are. So I'll just finish these ones off here and we'll see you back in a minute. Okay guys, so I finished making the meatballs now. There are 16 of them. So if you want to do 4 portions, that means you'll get 2 tablespoons of oat bran in a portion. And for cruise phase, that's your allowance. So I'm going to just put a little bit of oil in the pan here. The pan is ready. Here we go. So if I'm making 4 portions, then you can use a slightly bit more oil, because remember that will be now divided by 4 people. And I'm just going to literally put the meatballs in here. The pan is nice and warm, you'll hear it sizzle. I like making these meatballs because the rest of the family also enjoy them. So you don't need to be on Dukan to eat Dukan meatballs. Everyone can eat these meatballs. So we'll just leave these now for a couple of minutes to get some color, and then we'll turn them over. Okay, so the meatballs have been cooking on the one side for a couple of minutes. I've turned them over. They've now cooked on the other side as well. And what I'm doing now, I'm just moving them up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how to make a sauce here, quick and easy. Here we go. Let's look at the ingredients. I've got a 1/4 cup of finely diced onion here. I just put that in the pan. Then I've got a little bit more tomato puree. I've just got a tablespoonful here, but you can use a little bit more if you like. And then what I've got here in these 2 bowls, the one here is purely tomato. We make our own tinned tomato, and this one has actually been frozen. So this is a cup full of tinned tomato. And over here is a mixture of peppers, onions, garlic, and tomato. And we do this as well. It's like a soup mix. And I will show you in the summertime how we prepare these 2. Now, if you don't have these 2 in your freezer or in your cupboard, just use 1 can of about 400 grams of chopped tomato. So that just goes in the sauce as well. At this stage, you can put a little bit of water in. I don't weigh it or measure it, just enough. Turn the pan down a little bit, and we'll put the rest of our tomato in here. I like making lots of sauce. I sometimes serve these meatballs with mashed potato for the rest of the family. Depending on if you're in the 3rd or 4th phase, you can have mashed potato as well. So here we go. So we're going to just leave these simmering now, medium to low heat, with the lid on, and we'll come back to them once they are cooked. So these meatballs have now been cooking for about 10-15 minutes, and they are ready now. So I'm going to take them out, and at this stage, you can decide if you want to leave the sauce a bit chunky like this one. You can just basically use it as it is. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to blend our sauce a little bit, just so it's a little bit runnier and smoother. I like a little bit of texture in there. There we go. Meatballs looking lovely, smelling good. Makes me hungry. Here we go. So you see there's a little bit of liquid in there. If you think it needs a little bit more liquid, you can just add a little bit of water. And earlier I've not added any herbs, but of course you can add some herbs while you are cooking your mushrooms. While you're cooking your sauce, your meatballs. So I'm adding a little bit of herbs now, but you can obviously add that before. So we're going to put this into our blender now. Ideally, you let it cool off slightly before you do this. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll just pulse it a couple of times. I'm not going to make it completely smooth. I'll put the lid on. There we go. Little shake. Maybe a little bit more liquid in there. There we go. It's just ever so slightly too thick. Even some more. There we go. So you just play with the consistency till you're happy with it. There we go. All good now. There we are. So it's still got a bit of texture in it. Brilliant. So I'll take these with me. Just put them down here. And now I'm just quickly going to show you how you can serve your meatballs. There's a few different ideas for you. I like making courgetti, what they call zucchini noodles. And it is so easy to make them. There's lots of different gadgets for it. I use this really simple handheld one. I'll show you how simple it is. All you need to do is take your courgette or your zucchini, cut a piece that goes on top, and then this is the guard for it. And you literally just turn and turn, and there we are. It's already making a spiral. So within a few minutes you can do a bowl full of spaghetti like this, or courgetti, or zoodles. Yes, I like the word zoodles. So I'm sure lots of you have already used the spiralizer, maybe not anything new for you, but for those of you who've been thinking about it, it is really that simple. So what I do with the family, I give them some normal spaghetti if they don't want the courgettes. Otherwise I mix this 50-50 with spaghetti, works well as well. And then this is another option here. If you're on your protein day and you can't have the courgettes, you can have your cognac noodles. Now these are noodles. There's a brand, the same brand that does spaghetti, but it's very similar. And all you need to do with this product, you have to rinse it really, really well. And then you just dry fry it in a pan for a couple of minutes, and then it's ready. You can also soak them in boiling water if you like. So we'll just quickly cook the courgettes in a couple of minutes, and then we'll plate up, and then we're ready to go. Okay everyone, so just to quickly cook the zucchini, I've got a little bit of oil here. So I'm making for 2 portions here. Get the pan nice and hot. Always pour some oil out again. There we go. And I'm going just to start by frying them in the pan. The idea is not to overcrowd the pan. Now you just cook them till they've got a little bit of color, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with a lid for another minute. So you can decide how crunchy you like your noodles, but if you cook them for quite some time, they will become very mushy and very soft. So try not to do that. Okay, so now the noodles have been cooking a couple of minutes. I've had the lid on for a few minutes as well, and they are nice and soft. When you stir them, they are flexible. You see, it reminds you of spaghetti. Now I've got two settings on my spiralizer. This is quite chunky, almost like udon noodles, but you can cut it thinner than that and it's more spaghetti-like. So I think we're ready to serve up then. So let's serve these meatballs. There we go. So I'm going to try and split this in half here. Let's see. Oops. There we go. So you'll see with the courgette, it does shrink down quite a bit. So you need to make quite a large amount if you want to have a big portion of it. But it is really lovely. Here we go. So now let's dish up some meatballs. Here we go. So I've poured that sauce over from the blender and now we are ready to serve them. So I'm going to do 4 in a portion here. Here we go. Here we are. I'm just going to put a little bit of sauce around the side here. And then in the front here, I will do the meatballs for a protein day. So no courgettes with it. Can put a little bit of sauce, not too much on your protein day, or you can just simply serve them without the sauce. And then on your protein day, what I like having on the side, not everybody likes it though, is a bit of cottage cheese. And I'm just going to put the cottage cheese on top. You might want to put it on the side. Here we go. And that's basically it, guys. Meatballs for the whole family with lovely tomato sauce. There we go. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm reminding you to please subscribe to my channel. It really helps us if you become a subscriber, and we have got plenty more videos coming up this year. I've got something fishy planned for next week, and the week after that we'll start looking at maybe something sweet, some cakes or some desserts, and we'll teach you how to do some sauces and dressings. So there's a whole lot of exciting things coming up. So please give us a like, comment it below, and thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.